Lots to talk about today, and I have a special presentation. I did some, and this is even after loneliness had ended. I made up a little like presentation about one particular part of what I would call Russia, 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 the Hunter Biden edition. And uh, and it's germane to something. It will have to be because we have a Comer clip, and he always brings this shit up. And yes, it's kind of like a PowerPoint, and I'm very proud of it. Anyway, so I trust me on this. I just found there was a detail that I found very striking, and I was like, I can't just grab it and throw it up and kind of whatever. So I had fuck it, I'll just show you now. God damn it. Because I know it's going to come up, and we'll review it later. But let's just say you'll be armed with this piece of information, shall we? Okay. Here we go. I feel like I need some, like, do we have background music? So I put on some theme stuff. Nah, that's too noisy. Let's see, how about... All right. Some background music. You know how like when people do like educational videos on the internet and shit, they throw up kind of background music, you know, to mix it in to keep it kind of all flowing. Okay. So welcome to Russia, 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 the Hunter Biden edition. Now, in the story that we have heard many, many times, and we've covered it a bunch of times, $20 million to Hunter Biden and his associates from our enemies, and a bunch of shell companies that don't have any business. All right? That's what we've heard. That's the story. We know it. We've heard the lie over and over again. But there were a couple of things that I thought needed addressing specifically. And one is this, let's see, should I grab, what's the order that's best for these? Because I'm new to this whole presentation thing. We'll go straight for it. If you'll recall, there was this story about money from Elena Baturina. She was the mayor of Moscow's wife. Now, he was a corrupt oligarch. He was the one with all the money. And then she turned him in for corruption, and I'm fairly certain he died. He had a bad attack of gravity poisoning, I think it was, as they often do. And the story was that money came from from Elena Baturina, and it went straight into Hunter Biden's pockets, $3.5 million. And my understanding is that she invested money into this wealth fund they started, which had $120 million in it. She put her 3.5 into a bigger fund of $120 million from other people. And that money would be invested on her behalf as part of that larger fund. And so it made sense that he's on the board, and that's, it went into that, and they're going to invest for it, and she got a profit from that, which is ultimately what happened. But there's an interesting detail to it, and there's a crucial aspect of this that shows up, and it's in this little piece right here. I should have made this bigger, but it says Hunter Biden received a $3.5 million wire transfer from Elena Baturina, the wife of the former mayor of Moscow. That's in the Senate report. $3.5 million from a Russian billionaire. Don't pay attention to this part that says none to Biden right here yet. So we go back to that particular story. So the wire itself did not indeed go to anywhere that was related to Hunter Biden. There were companies under Rosemont Seneca that Hunter was a part of, and then there were companies that he was actually not a part of at all. One of the ones he was not a part of at all was Rosemont Realty, LLC. Founded in 1991, Hunter Biden was not on the Rosemont Realty management team, but was listed as part of the board of advisors of the firm, which was managed by Devin Archer. Now, everybody calls this a shell company, but it was an actual physical company. It was a company that traded in real estate, including, interestingly enough, it owned its website in 2013, anyways, showed it owned properties in 25 U.S. states and American states, including Comer's home state of Kentucky. Archer was recently interviewed by the Oversight Committee, and he tried to explain that a wire transfer of $3.5 million from Elena Baturina, a Russian billionaire, that interested the committee was part of a $120 million investment with Rosemont Realty, that was unrelated to Hunter Biden. This is Devin Archer. Sorry, did I say? Yeah, Archer was recently interviewed. Rosemont Realty was completely out of his kind of portfolio, Archer said. So the $3.5 million, unequivocally, and I'll look at this. There's another source of this. Again, this is the assertion by the Senate report. $3.5 million from Russian billionaire, none to Biden. The staff memo, which is what Comer's group put out that had all these allegations in it, suggests that $2.75 million of Baturina's transfer went to a firm that transferred funds to Hunter Biden. But they're reporting, this is Washington Post, and Archer's testimony suggests it is incorrect to assume Hunter ended up with this money. Under our accounting, this all would be considered money to an associate, Archer, which is why they say associates a lot. Since he says Baturina's transfer was intended for a real estate transaction unconnected to Hunter. Another part of this. So, one of the other assertions that they make, and by the way, can I just point out in that last slide, if I may, what you have here is a flat out lie from the Republican Senate report. That's not a piece of a paragraph I took out. That is a bullet point in the executive summary of that states an absolute lie. Now, I don't care if you're giving it, you think that of the 3.5, he got 2.6 and it was bounced through other shit. That's not the assertion they're making. The Senate report, they entered this into testimony. Hunter Biden received a $3.5 million wire transfer from Elena Baturina, the wife of the former mayor of Moscow. That is false on all measures, by even their own calculations, all that shit. You don't like the music playing, or you like it? We'll work it out later. Is it too loud? I can bring it down a little bit. It helps a little bit. So, I just think it's so let's just say fundamentally we have caught them in a lie. That is a direct lie. That is specifically and unequivocally a lie. All right. So let's stack up the next part. One of the other big accusations you hear is this one, that the Chinese company CEFC, and blah, blah, blah. And then Burisma, Hunter Biden's on Burisma. They transfer all this money, $6.5 million to Rosemont Seneca from Burisma went to Hunter Biden. And that proves that Hunter Biden is corrupt and is on the take. And because he got this money and he's not an expert in oil and gas. By the way, Devin Archer never claims to be, for the record, never says he's an expert in oil and gas. Never asserts that, would never even say it's his industry. He's more into realty. Doesn't matter. Here we go. $6.5 million from the Ukrainian energy Burisma. $2.6 million of that went to Hunter Biden. This was his primary source of income, was working for this company. The staff memo, that again, this is the letter from them, relies on IRS whistleblower testimony that Burisma paid to everyone involved. That means Devin Archer, that means Hunter Biden, that means any of their staff and managerial, the entire company itself as a group. $6.5 million. So he didn't get anywhere near that. Of which $2.6 million went to Hunter Biden, and the balance went to Devin Archer. Of the two men involved in what you would say is sketchy, if you're gonna argue that Burisma's corrupt and anybody involved in Burisma is corrupt, and that is going to you're gonna say that anybody in bed with these guys is engaged in criminess. You're gonna say that? Then wouldn't you say that the person who gets the most money? You don't like the music still? I'll bring it down a little bit. How about this? Wouldn't you say that the music is the problem? No. Wouldn't you say that in all honesty, that the guy who got the most money is the most corrupt? If you're saying it's a corrupt organization, if you're saying anybody, even involvement in this, makes you a crook, then the guy who got paid the most money would arguably be in charge of the corruption. More corrupt, right? the guy least likely to squeal, the least likely to, you know, go back on the deal, right? So why is Archer their trusted source, but Hunter Biden is a crook in this situation when he got paid significantly less? He got $2.6 million of the entire 6.5 that went to Rosemont Seneca, the company that they were, you know, while they were working with the board. And 3.9 million of that went to Devon Archer. Now, again, that's a significant chunk of change, 3.9 million, wouldn't you say? And Devon Archer is about to serve a year in jail for bilking Native American tribes out of millions of dollars. Hunter Biden, after his job was done at Burisma after he left, for the record, did not at any time bilk Native American tribes out of millions of dollars. I'm just saying. All right, there we go. There we go. Now, on the other side, here you go. All right, now we'll meet halfway. So this is the conclusion. Here's my conclusion. Hunter Biden never received a dime from the mayor of Moscow's wife, Elena Baturina. Not a dime. That's just a fact. And you know how I know that? Because Devon Archer said so in his sworn testimony to James Comer's committee when he wasn't even the committee hearing that Comer didn't even show up to. And every penny of that transaction went to the GOP sharp witness, Devon Archer. Every dime. Every penny. That's, and by the way, I'm not just, I even did my homework part of it, which is this. Here are my sources. Washington Post did an article recently called How Republicans Overhyped the Findings of Their Hunter Biden Probe. And I tracked down and went through some of the stuff they were talking about and grabbed a couple of the pieces I showed you. Senate Finance and Homeland Security Committee joint report, Hunter Biden, Burisma, and Corruption, which I unfortunately had the displeasure of reading large chunks of in the last 48 hours. And transcript of Devon Archer testimony. Obviously, I've read a bunch of that, but I actually went back and searched for the specific part. If you want to take a look at it, page 58 and 59 of Devon Archer's testimony, you will find Devon Archer saying that indeed the wire from Elena Baturina was for him, and that wiring it through there was a mistake. It ultimately was corrected and went in his fucking pocket. You're welcome. So I think when we deal with a lot of these stories, there is a what don't we know part that I think puts a hitch in everybody's get along. There's a part where you go, I don't know, how can you know? I don't want to go too far out on this fucking plank in case I don't want to get egg on my face. What if it turns out some of the money went there and some of it didn't, and it's a little more wishy-washy? Okay, there is no wishy-washy in the, especially around the Elena Baturina story. The mayor of Moscow's wife bullshit is an absolute falsehood. Anybody who says it is talking out of their ass. And now you know it, they know it, dogs know it. I'm just telling you. And for the record, it shall be that way forever and for the good of all mankind. You now know it. All that money went to Devon Archer. You're welcome. I try. You know what I mean? I did. I'm just saying, sometimes these lies, this is just how, like, aggravated I'm capable of getting at some points, because I'm like, it's so not true. Now I need to, like, organize it. God damn it. So, if the Republican Senate paper is putting a direct verifiable lie in as a bullet point, we can use that to judge a lot of the other, conclusions that are softer, ones where they're hedging their bets. I think we're allowed to do that. Secondarily, it is ultimately garbage. And it's the best part of it, the fucking best part of the whole thing, is that the money went to Devon Archer. The money didn't go to, like, it didn't get spread out. It didn't go to Elena Baturina's money from the mayor of Moscow's wife's money did not go to a friend of Hunter Biden. This is a subset of the LLC and a shell company to bounce back to Hunter Biden. It went to Devin Archer's fucking pocket. And how do we know this? He said so under oath. Also, you'll notice that at no point has the IRS or any of their whistleblowers had any issue with looking up that amount of money and trying to get him to pay taxes on it, because he never had it and it was never his. Not ever, not once, not a cent. Not one fucking red cent. So it was so fun diving into that one that more are on their way. I'm just saying. I got more little reports like that coming. Like, subscribe, support the show. I'm just saying. Who loves you? So, yes. Now, on with the show, as we normally do it. Don't forget, by the way, like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show, give your stamp of approval, gather friends around, remind people the show is on, go tell all the people in the audience of Midas Touch to subscribe, because we're like-minded, and I'm the only person, goddammit, who raids their channel. I'm the only one. It's a sweet level of internet camaraderie. God damn it. I could put replays on after my show and just let them run and keep my channel just me all the fucking time, but I don't, do I? No, I don't. Over the years, and it hasn't just been them. I'm wont to raid tons of people because I'm like that. I'm sweet like that. They are fun, but just remind everybody over there.